Good day, children. I am your English teacher, Ma'am Mary Grace M. Montero. Today, we're going to tackle about the simple tenses of the verbs. Before we start, let's have our tongue twister. You will repeat after me. Tiny Timmy will trim the tall tree. Your turn. She sells seashells by the seashore. Sharon said she showed her son some seashells. Alright, that's good. Now, what are the things that we need to tackle for today? So we should be able to compose clear and coherent sentences using grammatical structures and tenses of verbs. Now, let's have a short review about the lesson that we tackled last time. What is a verb? A verb is a part of speech that conveys action, occurrence, or state of being. Now, what are the simple tenses of verbs? So verbs form in three simple tenses. We have past, present, and future. So let's discuss first the simple present tense. What is simple present tense? It is used to describe things that are happening right now or things that are continuous. So this is the simple present tense. Use present tense to express the idea that an action is repeated or usually done. Again, repeated or usually done. For example, your habit, hobby, or daily event. Simple present tense uses the regular form of the verb for plural subjects or by adding s or es to the regular form of the verb for singular subject. Again, for plural subjects, we will use regular form of the present tense of the verb, while we are going to add s or es, again, add s or es to the singular subject when the verb use singular subject. Now, this is the formula, subject plus verb. So, in the first part, we have the plural or the base form. So, it means the subject is in plural form. So, here, we will use the verb sing. So, when you use plural subject for this one, let's say I sing, you sing, we sing, or they sing. When you use singular subject, again, we will add s or es to the base form of the verb. So we have here, he sings, she sings, it sings. Now, for the third person subject singular. First, the first rule, if we have regular verbs, we just add s, like talk, talks, laugh, laughs. For consonant followed by y, change y to I and add es, like fly, flies, cry, it will become cries. The third rule, if the verbs ending in s, x, ch, sh, or o, we will going to add es, like go will become goes, mix, mixes, miss, misses, fetch, fetches. For the vowel followed by y, we are going to add S only. So, play will become plays. Pray will become praise. Now, let's use them in a sentence. He plays online with his friends so that he can practice physical distancing. So here, we use plays. 2. The patient cries in pain from his illness. The verb use is cries. For number 3, George wears his mask every day when he leaves the house. The verb use is wears. 4. Mother misses our grandparents. The verb use misses. And 5. Scientist studies about the deadly virus. We use studies. Now, we're going to remember this following concept about the simple present tense of the verb. The base form and the S form of the verbs are used in the present tense. The present tense is used to state definitions and explanations and to show present condition, habitual action, and natural law. Now, we are going to discuss about the simple past tense. What is simple past tense? It is used to describe things that have already happened and is used to talk about a completed action in time before now. It is also formed by adding D or ed to the base form of the verb in irregular verbs. The past tense takes a variety of forms. So we have here the regular verbs and the irregular verbs. So for example, of regular verbs, laugh, laughed, hear, heard, scream, screamed. For the irregular verbs are run, run, sing, sang, fight, fought. Now, these are the rules for simple past tense of regular verbs. Again, regular verbs. First rule, if the verb ending in silent E, let's add D, like close, closed. Number 2, ending in consonant plus Y. We're going to change Y to I and add ed. For example, worry, worried. For the third rule, ending in vowel plus Y, we will add ed. For example, stay, stayed. And the fourth rule, all other regular verbs, we are going to add ed, like talk, talked. Fifth rule, stressed vowel. We will add ed. For example, stop, stopped. When we say stressed vowel, we're going to double the letter of the last word, like stop, stopped. Now, unstressed vowel, we don't need to double the letter of the last word. Just add ed, like open, opened. Now, these are the rules, or these are the example of forming simple past tense of irregular verbs. For the first column, we have here the example of the verb that has the same spelling for the present and same spelling for their past tense. For example, put, put, cut, cut, set, set, hit, hit, let, let, cost, cost, hurt, hurt. Now, here in our second column, we have the examples of irregular verbs that we need to change their spelling from their present form to their past form. So we need to change the spelling, like begin, began, pay, paid, say, said, think, thought, tell, told, run, run, keep, kept. In another column, we have the example also of the verbs with the by changing their spelling, like sleep, slept, get, got, go, went, buy, bought, blow, blew, see, saw, come, and came. Now, let's use them in a sentence. For number 1, kind people came and gave us boxes of relief goods. So here we use came and gave, rather, came and gave. For number 2, last March 2020, our teachers told us that our classes were canceled due to COVID-19. So we use here the past form told. For number 3, restaurants and beauty parlors closed during the lockdown. We use the word closed. 4, hospitals stayed open to provide health care. So we use the past form of the verb stayed. And for number 5, everyone was worried about getting sick. So we use the past form of the verb worried. So do not forget to remember that irregular verbs form their past form in different ways. Now let's move to discuss about the simple future tense. It is used to describe things that have yet to happen or will happen in the future. Now, it is also formed by adding will. Remember that. We will add will to the base form of the verb. This tense uses the helping verbs will or shall with base form of the verb. So how are we going to form the future tense of the verb? So forming future tense of the verb, again, we will add will or shall plus base form of the verb. Like this one, will, and then the base form of the verb go. Will, the base form of the verb come. It will become will come. The base form of the verb take, we add will take. Will speak. Shall give. Shall announce. Now, let's use them in a sentence. Number 1, next week we will disinfect our bedrooms. Will disinfect is a future tense of the verb. Number 2, scientists will study hard to make vaccines. Will study is the future tense of the verb. Number 3, I will remind my family to wash their hands often. So we'll use will remind. Number 4, our teachers will teach us lessons using modules. So we use the future tense of the verb will teach. And number 5, people shall wear masks in public all the time. So we use the word shall wear. So always remember to form the simple future tense where will or shall. So stand corrected. No? Will, W-I-L-L. Will or shall is formed by the base form of the verb. Typographical error only. Next, let's have our recap for today. What are the simple tenses of verbs? So the simple tenses of verbs are the present tense, past tense, and the future tense. Again, what are the simple tenses of verbs? So for your homework, to improve your learning, you can practice using the different tenses of the verb by writing a diary or writing a journal. And try writing what you do at home and what you plan to do once the quarantine is lifted. So that's all for today, class. Thank you for listening. I hope you learned a lot from our session today. So keep safe. God bless everyone.